Welcome back, dear students. Now, in this lecture, we are going to study the second half of this chapter, that is the plant growth regulators. The plant growth regulators are those substances which influences on the growth of the plant. These substances are synthesized within the plant body and required in very less quantity. These are produced in one organ or tissue and transported to the other side where they produce specific effects on growth and development. So they control various physiological processes and regulate the growth. Hence they are named as plant growth regulators or plant growth substances. So as you know that the growth is a permanent and irreversible increase in an organism. The growth in plant is influenced by various naturally occurring organic substances other than nutrients. So nutrients, these are also called as mineral elements. There are 16 mineral elements that affect on the growth and development of the plant, or they are said to be essential for growth and development of the plant. But in addition to this, certain naturally occurring organic substances are synthesized within the plant body. They are required in very less quantity. These substances are produced in one organ or tissue and transported to the other side where they produce specific effects on growth and development. So they control various physiological processes and regulate growth. They are named as growth regulators or plant growth substances. Another very common term, hormone, is used by Baylis and Starling in 1902. To distinguish them from animal hormones, they are named as phytohormones. So those hormones which are produced in plant are named as phytohormones. They are formed in certain organs or tissues of the plant and translocated to the other sites where they stimulate various morphological, physiological and biochemical responses. So these substances are synthesized in a particular cell or a tissue or a organ and transported to the other side where in very less quantity they affect on specific morphological, physiological and biochemical process. These are called as growth regulators. A very common term, hormone, is used by Baylis and Starling in 1902. But to distinguish it from animal hormone, they are named as phytohormones, they found in the plant. So this is all about the introduction to the plant growth regulators. Now the definition of plant growth regulators. According to the different workers, phytohormones or plant growth regulators are defined variously as: growth regulators are the organic substances which are synthesized in a particular cell and which are transported to the other cells, where in extremely small quantities influence specific physiological process. So this is the one of the definition given by Phillips in 1971 regarding the growth regulators. The another one definition given by Thiemann in 1948, phytohormones are organic substances which are naturally produced in plants. It control growth or other physiological function at a site remote from its place of production. Remote means away from its site, its place of production. It has been transferred to the other side and active in extremely minute quantity, required in very small quantity. They are called as the phytohormones or growth regulators. So phytohormones are the organic substances which are naturally produced in plants, control growth or other physiological functions at a site remote from its place of production and active in extremely minute quantity. So this is a definition of plant growth regulators or phytohormones. Growth regulators or phytohormones are the organic substances which are synthesized in a particular cells and are transferred to the other cells where in extremely small quantities influence specific physiological processes. Now the types of growth regulators. So the naturally occurring growth regulators that has been broadly classified, where the growth regulators are broadly classified into two categories: natural growth regulators and synthetic growth regulators. So those growth regulators which are naturally produced in the plant body, they are natural growth regulators. While those growth regulators which are synthesized at a commercial scale, it is called as synthetic growth regulators. So one by one we are going to study this. So the first one is the natural growth regulators. These are naturally produced in plants, or they are naturally occurring in plants. For example, auxins, cytokinin, gibberellins, florigen, anthocyanin, vernalin, coumarin, dormins, ethylene and abscisic acid. So these organic compounds, these are growth regulating substances which are naturally produced in plants. They are naturally occurring in plants. While other one category, that is the synthetic growth regulators. These are synthesized on a commercial level, on commercial scale. For example, morphactins, malformins, malic hydrazide, phospon D, alar 85, psychocell, etc. So these synthetic growth regulators are produced on a commercial level, on a commercial scale for its application on the crop plant. Okay, so these are the two categories of the growth regulators, natural and synthetic growth regulators. So here in your syllabus you have only natural growth regulators. So those growth regulating substances which are occur naturally in plants or which are naturally produced in plants, we are going to study here. These growth regulators are studied with respect to its practical application. So natural growth regulators like auxins, cytokinins, gibberellins, abscisic acid and ethylene that we are going to study in your syllabus. So the first one is the auxins. Now the practical applications of auxins. The first one, application in root initiation. So this is the foremost application of the auxin for root initiation. So root initiation takes place when plants are propagated by means of stem cuttings. So success of stem cuttings depends on the development of adventitious roots. When lower end of the cutting is treated with 0.1 to 1% auxin solution, it initiates roots. So for initiation of the roots, the auxins has been used to treat the stem cuttings. The lower end of the stem cutting is treated with 0.1 to 1% of the auxin solution. So due to which it initiates roots. IAA, that is indole acetic acid, indole butyric acid and naphthalene acetic acid are used for inducing the rooting of cuttings in woody plants. Ready-made rooting hormones available in the market are Ceradix, Pyxidium, Keradix, Planofix, Germinator, etc. These hormones are also used for initiation of roots in air layering gutti. So the cutting, air layering, these are the vegetative propagation methods where the growth hormones has been used for the initiation of root. One of the practical application of auxin is in the initiation of root to stem cuttings and air layered, we also call it as gutti. For that, the root initiation has been brought about by the application of auxins like indole acetic acid, indole butyric acid and naphthalene acetic acid. Certain commercially available auxins are Ceradix, Pyxidium, Keradix, Planofix, Germinator that can also use for the initiation of roots. Next application in induction of flowering. By the application of minute quantity of auxin, flowering can be accelerated, increased or induced in many plants. In day neutral plants, auxins act as a florigen, flower initiating hormone, florigen. Auxins like NAA, naphthalene acetic acid and IAA, indole 3 acetic acid promote flowering in tobacco, cotton, lychee, pineapple, etc. Auxins induce ethylene production, hence auxin application tend to be inhibitory to flower formation in most plants. But in some day neutral plant, the auxins act as a florigen, it accelerates flowering, and in some plant it also induces flowering. But in most of the plant, auxins induce ethylene production. So it tends to be inhibitory for flower formation in those plants. Next application, fruit setting. Application of minute doses of auxins like IAA, IBA, NAA and 4-chlorophenoxyacetic acid can increase fruit setting in many plants like chili, brinjal, papaya, cucurbits, tomato, etc. So, to increase the fruit setting, minute doses of the auxins has been used in vegetables and fruits such as chili, brinjal, cucurbits, tomato and papaya. Next application, parthenocarpy. So parthenocarpy is one of the phenomenon of development of fruits without fertilization. So fruits are developed without fertilization other than from the zygote. So such fruits are without seeds, or these are the seedless varieties of the fruits. So parthenocarpic fruits are produced by the application of auxins like NAA, IBA that induce enlargement of the ovary, and thus plant produces seedless fruits or fruits with non-functional seeds. For example, cucumber, watermelon, brinjal, ladyfinger, etc. So parthenocarpic fruit development has been carried out by the application of the auxins like NAA and IBA to the ovary. Because of this application, it induces enlargement of the ovary, thus plant produces seedless fruits or fruits with non-functional seeds. So it has been used in the fruits such as cucumber, watermelon, in vegetables like brinjal, ladyfinger. Next application, prevention of premature drop of fruits. So it is observed that the mature fruits of citrus, means both lemon, orange, sweet lime, grape, apple, pear are found to drop before the time of commercial harvest. So this is happen due to the formation of abscission zone near the stalk of the fruit. So this abscission zone possesses cells which are found to be dead. So these cells that has been formed near the stalk of the fruit leads to the fruit drop before the time of commercial harvest. So by the application of auxins like 2,4-D, 2,4-dichlorophenoxyacetic acid, IAA, IBA, 2,4,5-T trichlorophenoxypropanoic acid, abscission zone formation can be prevented. So the prevention of premature drop of the fruit can be done by the application of the auxins. It prevents the formation of abscission zone near the stalk of the fruit. So what happened due to the formation of abscission zone? It related to the fruit drop before the time of commercial harvest. So that can be prevented by the application of auxins. Next, in seed germination and dormancy. For increasing the percentage of seed germination, seeds of many plants like papaya, custard apple, ladyfinger, aster are treated with the solutions of IAA, IBA, NBA and 2,4-D. Some synthetic auxins like ammonium thiocyanate 2% solution can break the dormancy in case of potato tubers, and malic hydroxide and 1-naphthalene acetic acid can inhibit sprouting of potato tubers. So to enhance the seed germination and dormancy, the auxins has been used in many plants like papaya, custard apple, ladyfinger and aster. So due to the application of auxins, it increases the percentage of seed germination and also the release the dormant buds in case of potato tubers. Next application, apical dominance. So apical dominance is a complete or partial inhibition of initiation and development of lateral buds by actively growing apical region. So this actively growing apical region prevents the formation of lateral branches. This apical dominance leads to the growth of only apical region. So there is an increase in the height of the plant and it reduces the branching. This is due to the formation of auxin like indole acetic acid in the apical region and which suppresses the growth of lateral buds. So due to the apical dominance, the auxins inhibits the initiation and development of the lateral buds, so due to which the branching has been reduced in the plant. Auxin synthesis leads to the increase the height of the plant because they are produced in the apical region of the plant and which inhibit the initiation and development of the lateral buds. So this phenomenon is called as apical dominance. Thus, by the application of solution of IAA on lateral buds, lateral growth branching can be prevented in plants. So the lateral growth or the branching in plant can be prevented by the application of IAA. Next, in weed control. For example, 2,4-D, it is the one of the foremost herbicide used to control the weed. Some synthetic auxins control the growth and kill the plants. Hence, they are used to control weeds. They have very selective action. For example, 2,4-D, 2,4-dichlorophenoxy acetic acid, it kills broad-leaved herbaceous dicotyledonous weeds. So it having a selective action, means it act only on broad-leaved herbaceous dicotyledonous weeds. Other chemicals like dilapon or 2,2-dichloropropanic acid kills grasses and other monocot weeds. So weed control has been carried out by using auxins. Next, prevention of lodging. So in case of crops like paddy, wheat, rye, there is elongation and softening of cells in the basal internode. So due to this, the plant has to be forced down because of the excessive elongation and softening of the cells in the basal internodes. So this is called as lodging. So in case of crops like paddy, wheat, rye, it can cause great loss to the farmers if the lodging has been occurs in these crop plants. It can be prevented by applying chemicals like naphthyl acetamide to the basal portion of the plant. Hence, auxins prevent lodging in crops like paddy, wheat, rye. Next, in tissue and organ culture. So auxins are useful in tissue and organ culture. They are used in different culture media for inducing rooting and differentiation in callus. So callus is an undifferentiated mass of the cell. So in the plant tissue culture, that callus has to be induced to form adventitious roots. So this can be done by the use of auxin in the culture media or growth media. So auxins are used in different culture media for inducing rooting and differentiation in callus. They also promote cell division, so used for callus culture. Mostly auxins like indole 3 acetic acid along with the cytokinins such as kinetin are used. So balanced combination of auxins and cytokinins are used in the differentiation of the callus. In addition to this, auxins used alone can induce rooting to the shoots. So this is the use of auxin in tissue and organ culture. Changing sex expression. Application of auxins at the bud stage can change sex expression of flower. So this is useful in case of the plants where the female flowers are important, because these female flowers determine the fruit development or fruit setting in the plant. Male flower can be converted into the female flower which initiates fruit development. For example, in papaya, female flowers are important for fruit yield. Various auxins are used for prevention of leaf fall. Indole 3 acetic acid is the main limiting and controlling factor for phloem and xylem differentiation. It is observed that low auxin levels induce phloem formation, whereas both xylem and phloem differentiation takes place at higher auxin levels. So these are the practical applications of the auxins. Now the practical applications of the cytokinase. This point we will see in the next lecture. So this is all for today. Thank you.